Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda.
Dave, you're on mute.
Okay, let's try that again. I've done a Carl. Anyway. Okay, guys, as you can see from the comments, it's Dazzle has gone to be with the Lord, and as much as that's going to hurt a lot of people, guys, what a beautiful place for her to actually end up, and she's going to meet our daughter, and they're going to be pulling a few jokes, and I'm going to be probably having a bit of a good time with us up there, actually. So as sad as this is, guys, I just wish Dazzle's family, Josh and his wife and the rest of the family, all the best, man. Very hard times. So we are all heartbroken about it, but that's the good thing I'd like to look at is she'll be up there learning a few tricks off Jess. Jess has been up there for a little while now. She'll have the place down pat. So, okay. So guys, let's, we got an outro for Dazzle at the end of the show. So, All right, so a bit of a crazy weekend, guys. I've had a high of doing a great American show, doing Jesse's song, over in America, and then watching my son jump out of a plane, and then Tuesday we had obviously last Tuesday we had Dad moved up to Coaldale, guys, and we for his birthday, which was his 92nd birthday on the Wednesday, as we all know, after the Wollongong escapades. Well, we got away with going in and seeing him and not conforming. But anyway, guys, up here at Coaldale, it's a whole different thing. So never got to see him for his 92nd birthday. Then we tried to see what we could do about the Thursday, which was a 72nd wedding anniversary. 71st. And unfortunately, 71st wedding anniversary, sorry. And unfortunately, that didn't go down. And we quizzed them on the phone, about how we could do this. Could we bring Dad out, to the foyer, and then actually, today, well, we had kids up on the weekend and that, and so we had a couple of the kids and we all wanted to go and see Dad. So I was willing to, actually get through the door holding something over my mouth for them, you know what I mean, and play the game. But this morning because it's been a long weekend, guys, and so I just let you know, set the scene. So this morning I let, a couple of members of the family know that, we were looking at going up at 1 p.m. this afternoon. So if other people were going up, we didn't want everyone in there together. We'll try and share it out, do the right thing. Well, I've turned up with Mel and, a couple of the kids, all right, and one grandkid. And, they jumped on me, guys, and served me papers. I am not allowed in any hospital between the Illawarra Health District. So if my grandkids were to go to hospital tomorrow, I couldn't go and visit them. They've actually barred me from the health system here in the Illawarra. Now, I've done nothing. We've got everything recorded, guys. All we've done is question their narrative on why they're still pushing this crap. All right. And when I've got there today, then they've rung up and, 3 cop cars end up there. They've been down here wanting to serve me papers. Well, go away. You know what I mean? Like all this, guys, because what? Because we're exposing what they're doing. All right. And we're not going to say, oh, no, it's okay. No, it's not okay. As I told them, and they didn't like it. The courts have made rulings now. Your AstraZeneca's off the market. Your Moderna's off the market. People are going down left, right, and center, and you fools are still wanting to push this. So I have been barred from seeing my dad's not well, guys. I'm telling you right now, he's not well. Okay, but now when, we've got all the video on that here, guys, but I just had to let him serve me, and I pulled up. Everyone else went in. Okay, I had to put their stupid masks on, all right. Yeah, public hospital, that's exactly right. But I've been charged, I've been told to go away. Here it is, guys, I'll show you. Termination notice is what they gave me. Look at this. Termination notice. All right. As a result of abusive conduct. What a load of crap. What I've done is question their narrative. No abusive conduct. We've got everything taped on video. It is a load of crap. They were actually losing their shit at us. All right, because we're giving them things that they, oh, no, if I can't say that. Well, yeah, you can say that because that's the truth. All right, so this is what they've done, guys. So, yeah, I'm done. I can't even see my dad. All right. And, so anyway, as you can imagine, there's documents flying around here everywhere. And this is going to be, I'm afraid, you picked on the wrong person, man. This is just actual harassment. They were coming in to my wife and my kids while they were in there with dad, continually coming in to make sure they were wearing masks and abiding by their rules. Like harassing them. Mel's got video of that here. And then they tried to put a time limit on how long they could stay there. Mel's going, what? Now you got a protocol on how long we can visit? Is this right? Oh, well, are you going to leave your mask on? Like, this is a harassment. It's just, oh, guys, yeah, it's hurting, I'm telling you. But guess what? It's going to hurt them even more. You cannot do this. How do you terminate a visitor? Well, because they've got this little piece of paper here. Look, it's signed by Jamie, the RN. There it is. Look, Jamie. That's how they do it, guys. Look. It is just like insanity. What do I say? I don't know what to say. It's just like, I don't know what they're going to say. They're not going to be happy. But anyway, so yeah, the cops have been, 3 cop cars. We have 2 cop cars, and an undercover cop turn up over the hospital. Well, I'd already took off, man. I waited for while Mel and that were in there for about 3/4 of an hour, and then I just went back. I started walking down the highway, because it's a really beautiful road. It's a coast road. So I walked from Coaldale all the way down to Coaldale Hospital, all the way down to Headlands Hotel, actually. All right, just on my own because I just had enough. I just didn't want to hang around there. I was spewing. So, while Mel and that had their visit and done whatever. But, yeah, this is just insane, guys. Absolute insanity. All right, just because I'm, not willing to, say no, I'm willing to actually have a debate with them, and they don't like it. And as I said to you, we got everything taped, guys. This is all, bullshit. So, yeah, I don't know what the jacks or the cops are trying to serve me with because we just told them to boot off. You know what I mean? Mel just went out and said, guys, fucking go away. We've got everything taped. Just go away. You know what I mean? So this is what they're doing, guys. This is what they think they can do. We know Dazzle is a part of this. You know what I mean? But here again, their tyranny just doesn't stop. Who are they to stop someone seeing their dad, especially when I got my daughters there, and like it's just like it's nuts. But anyway, let's see how it goes, Mr. Ryan Park, and the rest of you idiots. And here's Dan Andrews, getting the Order of Australia or something today. It's just like yeah. Anyway, let's watch this one play out because this will be interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. Anyway, come in, Cazz. I've had my little rant. Yeah, God bless.
That's all right.
Hey,
we've got
Phil
with us. Phil, are you the Terminator or something? You look like the executioner there.
Yeah, well, I'm feeling like I need to be the executioner with Dressel, and then with Dave's story just then. How can they still be pushing, vaccinations? They're still pushing masks. Oh, yeah, but, it was never mandated. It's always voluntary. Just like digital ID is going to be voluntary, guys. Yeah, remember they said? Exactly. Yeah, how voluntary is it going to be? They're still pushing to, 4 years later.
Unbelievable. I can't believe what they're putting me through, Phil. I had the cops down here, mate, because I'm arguing the point with the hospital about, their protocols.
And you're not doing it violently. You're just asking them how they can do it and where's the legal status. And all of a sudden, oh no, but you've been argumentative and violent. This is where you see these signs everywhere now. You see them I seen it in the supermarket yesterday, and you see it. Centrelink's got them up, and then they've got to have quiet time between this time and that time in the motor registry the other day when I went in there to tell them to stick my license up their ass.
Hey, Phil,
it's quiet time. You can't. Sorry. Phil,
Dan Tildes has made the comment. Phil looks like he's going to sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Look, it's a bit cold where I am, and it's I'm a bit of a lack of light because I'm out. We're out holding some ground at the moment. We've had a bit of a few visits from a few boys in blue like yourself, and had a discussion with the other side of the soccer team, and they've left.
They take their ball with them, or they leave it for you?
Oh, they took their bat and ball, and they've done a couple of drive-bys since, and we made no uncertain circumstances that we were holding the ground. We've put a couple of cars diagonally across the entranceway. We've concreted some posts in, and put up some secure fencing, so they know what we're doing. We're settling in, we're holding ground, and we don't care what they think.
Good on you. This is what we got to do, guys. This is exactly what we've got to do. Just individually take it back. All right.
All right. Now, I made a surprise visit on a Saturday morning, and Phil, I believe you'll recognise a few of these faces.
Yeah, good on you.
All honourable, on the 30th of May, you signed the Australian people up to the digital ID. That's the Australian people.
Good old Joe.
Your little elite class won't have to do that, join up for the digital ID, but the rest of Australia will, and it'll be mandatory. But people, mandatory isn't law.
They're not still here. They try so hard. We try not laugh. They tow my car, the next day's back in the same car park. These cops ain't smart, I'ma make a drop this charge. Son, you watch, we take it back to the start. No deeds, no titles, no trespass. Now we charge you, tables are turned. We can't bring a roof for all the assaults, all the abuse. Nobody's gonna count these loose.
What words I've got to say. When will people stand together? What is the point it'll take for the Australian people to stand together? We've all got different beliefs and different understandings, but until we all stand together, united, in love, nothing's going to change.
How many days has it been, Corey?
At GG's, it's been 852 days, so some of us have been here 860 days now.
Wow.
And we'll still keep going until the rest of the country wake up and stand up. But thank you.
They would have loved you being there, Cass.
Yeah, they did. It was funny because half of the crew had gone to do Forest of the Fallen, so they were a bit down on numbers. So they appreciated mine just popping in to say hi and attend the service and stuff. So
yeah, they're getting some really good traction with the Forest of the Fallen up there now. A lot of people come and talk and tell them about their stories and their loved ones' stories and that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, they're a great thing.
Yeah, no, well, we have this footage.
Or in the Arab zones, perfect racist undertones.
Okay. But also, watch this. This is incredible. This is Mount Gambier and Michael Gray Griffiths. Thank you for doing this.
Please stand up if you know of someone who died just of COVID, of nothing else, just of COVID. Please stand up if you know of someone who died just of the COVID virus. Okay.
Look at them all standing
Can
up.
you please stand up
No one.
if you know of anyone who has been injured or died by the jab?
There you go.
Welcome to the war.
Just like
Wow.
Corey said, when are they going to wake up? What's it going to take for the Australian people to wake up?
Nothing while people are accepting bits of bullshit like this, Phil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've obviously done it for the exercise, you know what I mean? And I don't need to be
Yeah.
locked up. I've got a show to do. But, I mean, yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting path, this one, Phil, isn't it?
Yeah, well, look, they can hand out as many pieces of paper that they want to as many people as they want. Doesn't mean that we're complying with them.
It's unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse, guys.
Yeah, yep, until we all stand.
They're still pushing the narrative, like they're still baffled. Like, look at this.
Say this is a worrying trend. In the past 3 decades, the number of Australians under 50 diagnosed with cancer has increased by 17%, with a sharp rise in cases of bowel cancer. Watch 7 News tonight at 6. And
like, it's still
Turbo
baffling, isn't it?
cancers.
Yep.
Turbo cancers.
Exactly, Phil. Most of them are, mate. That's what we're seeing, isn't it? It's not long from diagnosis to death lately. You know, it's incredible.
No, look, I actually know of several quite healthy people that used to be like in the friend circle who managed to decide they were going to get the medication, and then they literally had checkups 6 months before, went back and, oh, no, you got stage 4 cancer. Yeah, how could I? I was only out of here 6 months ago. Oh, no, it's turbo cancer.
Well, we've had some wins though, because, and this is major news. So what's actually happened is the Ninth Circuit Court has just declared that the mRNA COVID jab is not, I repeat, not a vaccine. So this opens up for many lawsuits. But on top of that, a double blow, because what has happened is Dr. Francis Boyle, who is the he was a Harvard-educated law professor, and he drafted the first Biological Weapons and Anti-Terrorism Act in 1989. And he has basically said that this is declared that the COVID-19 injections violate the Biological Weapons Act of 18 US 175. And he went on Stu Peters to make this claim.
And we signed on to that.
File a complaint with a law enforcement authority for murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and demand that people be arrested and prosecuted. And by the way, I did want to draw to the attention of your audience this press release 2013, where these messenger RNA Frankenshots come from. DARPA awards Moderna Therapeutics a grant for up to $25 million to develop messenger RNA therapeutics. So notice DARPA is the Pentagon. Let me repeat that. DARPA is the Pentagon.
All right. So, look, he is, as I said, he's a man of incredible stature. Dr. Francis Boyle, Harvard-educated law professor. He is the author of the Biological Weapons and Anti-Terrorism Act of 1989, and he has declared that these are a bioweapon. So, Dave, I think we're right again. I don't know how many times we've been right so far, but anyway, add this one again to our.
It's the problem is, we're right. You know, I can tell you the next thing. You know, it's not going to make any different. You know what I mean? They are just going to continue until you say I'm not complying. Like Phil and the boys are just done at the front fence wherever they are. There, they just put up their barricade. You know, drawn their line in the sand and gone fucking go away.
Go away.
Yeah.
And the Australian people, until they do that, it doesn't matter if they're awake or not. All these people that say they're awake, until they draw a line in the sand and stand up and say no more, it's going to keep happening.
Yeah. And it's going to hurt, guys. All right, we're here to endure and overcome. It's hurting me at the moment. My dad's on his deathbed, I presume. You know, Mel's seen him. I don't even want to look at the pictures at the moment. You know what I mean? Because I'm just pretty irate. You know what I mean? I just don't need it, you know? But, yeah, guys, it's like, you know, it's just insanity, absolutely insanity. And it's just like, you know.
One of the things that I find incredible, though, is that the mainstream media have still not basically done it. Very, very little is coming out. Now, this is in Japan, and so you've got a whole country now that would be classified as cookers because, you know, in this interview they say that everyone who says that it was safe is a liar. And so they're openly discussing on mainstream media the devastating effects of the COVID-19 vaccine. So you've got a whole country really realistically now that are cookers. So, like, where is our media? Like, they should.
They're enjoying their tax breaks.
Yeah. Yeah, and UU's falling apart. You know, it's all going down over there. We'll cover that probably tomorrow night, guys. Look into a bit more.
What about France?
Yeah, France. Yeah, there's a few things. Yeah.
Yeah, they've kicked the whole parliament out of France, and there's only old mate at the top there still now. The whole parliament's gone.
Yeah, well, somebody that we follow on Twitter, basically they're saying that it's Le Pen now, and in the UK it's going to be Farage. So.
Yep, like you know, they've kicked. They claim it's over they're not getting they weren't sorting out the farmer protests. Well, why are the farmers protesting? Because of this bullshit climate change tax. It's just another. You know, look over here, look over there. You know, round circle. You're exactly right, Dave. And until we put a line in the sand, like Dave said, it's just going to keep happening.
Well, what are they doing here, Phil? You've got Coles Supermarket introduce temporary purchase limit on eggs. So,
that's because they killed like so many bloody 100,000 chickens down in Victoria.
Yeah, nearly a million. Two lots of 400,000, I think it was, Phil.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they had the bird flu. Well, yeah, okay, it's a bird flu. It's not a human flu. It's a bird flu, and it's been around forever.
Yep. They're going to keep sucking us in with the next one, mate. And
that'll be the narrative. It's jumped from the birds to the people, just like they did with the pangolins and the bats and, you know, swine flu and mad cow disease. Where do you want to stop?
Yeah. The only thing they've left alone is a drop there. They just haven't picked on it yet, but they'll get there.
I know. I tried that one the other day, and then they looked it up, and it came up with urban legend straight away. I mean, that's really ruined it for us.
Hi, America.
The ABC News has actually run with this headline. It says the key ingredient for a deep Australian recession is missing, but it's not gone away. What they're actually saying is that we're very close. Australia's close to recession, and they're kind of they go on to talk about your superannuation might get wiped out in such a situation. So
we can't be close to a recession. Because we just gave $600 million to PNG to have a football team brought over here.
Exactly right. You know?
And how many millions to Ukraine?
And you want
and how many homeless do we have in Australia?
Hey, the Australian, like where the Aussies are staying over at the Olympics in Paris, okay? What they are is more or less bare shells, Phil. If we want air conditioning, the Australian government and the Olympic team has to pay for the aircon to go into those units, all right? We haven't got that in our contract. All we got is a box, all right? Yeah. And then this is what they're doing, and now our country has to foot the bill to actually fill out the box how they should be. You know, it's just incredible, man. Incredible.
You know that they also, in Paris, they actually removed 230,000 people, homeless, sex workers, immigrants from Paris just before the Olympics.
Unbelievable. Well, we expect nothing less. We know that they're going to do. Yeah.
Well, they're doing it here in Brisbane. They're already shipping all the homeless up to Toowoomba to the wellness centre. They've given all the homeless the wellness centre to live in. Well, hang on, there's another wellness centre just down here in Pinkenbar of the same size. Why didn't you give that one to them? You know who they gave that one to? They gave it to the AFP to train on how to deal with people in centres. What does that tell you?
Really?
And they also told the people in the wellness centre up in Toowoomba that the fencing's not going to be removed and the gates will be locked every night.
There you go. It started, guys. Off and running. They're out the gates.
They're out the gates.
Well, this article as well. Now, this is Cliff High, and he's basically talking about the petrodollar ending today. And so what he's done is he does a lot of the software with the futures forecasting software with his web bots, but he's actually put it into that and then crossed it with Grok, which is the AI, and it says be paranoid and tighten your anus. So it's basically Normie Shock starts this week, and it's the fall of the petrodollar. So very interesting as far as that goes.
Tighten your sphincter. Is that what we're hearing?
You know, they've been leaving crypto alone to a certain degree so that people, in my opinion, this is my own personal opinion, that people jump into crypto that don't trust the banking system, and also into silver and gold as well, I also believe, and then they'll collapse all of them one by one.
Well, that's their agenda, you know. Hopefully we get to pull it up, you know. But anyway, it's going to take a little bit of rough time when we pull it up, just getting through what's coming, guys. So let's get prepared. Let's, keep waking people up to what's coming, because it is coming. It's coming quick.
Yeah, but if you take the digital ID, you'll be right, and eat bug flour, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be happy. Even the flour. Yeah, even the flour trucks fill. I saw one, it was a while ago, but me and Melon, I picked up on the back of it, and it said Mills Flour, you know, the Mills company, right?
Yeah.
Mills Flour, more than just flour. That's what the truck says, Phil. More than just flour. Why would you put that on the truck?
If it doesn't make any other sense, does it?
No.
They're telling us.
Well, I know. Yeah, all right. This lady, we played a bit of her last week. She's done a collaboration with Milk Bar TV, and she's just extending it. Now, she actually posts does videos for Gays Against Groomers, and this is a bit of her story. The full video, I'll only play a bit of it, but the full video will be available on the website.
Was tipped off by a follower of mine on Instagram. She wasn't a parent at this school, but she knew parents who did attend this school, and she told me that there was a school that was running a queer club for students in years 3 to 6, so that's children 8 to 12 years old. Queer club, a primary school for years 3 to 6. So I decided to look into it. Very, very quick and easy Google search. Looked at the school's website, looked at the school's newsletter, which is publicly available and still is. And there we had it. Lo and behold, the queer club was there. And then I decided to have a look at the teacher's profile as well, because the shoe usually fits in those kind of situations. Trish Patsy Munro. Look at this. We've got the pronouns in the bio. We've got the rainbow lanyard, the rainbow... Oh, it's just so... Primary school. And I'm a content creator for Gays Against Groomers. And one of our main missions at the organisation is to end the indoctrination of children in the name of gay rights. Let me make something real clear, Trishy. There is no place for an LGBT club in any school, let alone a primary school. So I made the video, packaged it all up. It was approved by Gays Against Groomers before I shared it. So I posted that on the 29th of May. And on the 6th of June, which was less than a week later, I received an email from X saying that they had received a withdrawal notice from the eSafety Commissioner. eSafety Karen strikes again. So I received this last night, and as you can see here, there was a request made to X from our eSafety Commissioner, g'day Jules, saying that my video violated the laws of Australia. It didn't say which law, it didn't have any attachments to the email, but the tweet was then geo-blocked in Australia, which means no one in Australia could see it. It's still up on Instagram. Nothing's happened on Meta, just Twitter, which I also find incredibly suspicious. Did have a read of the Online Safety Act, which is what the eSafety Commissioner uses. And my best guess is that it's been interpreted as cyberbullying against an Australian adult, which means the teacher in the video.
The eSafety Commissioner, Julian
Unbelievable.
Graham, she was at the Senate.
Anyway, the full video will be available on the Stop the Rock, Set the Lot. But like, this is the stuff that's going on.
Well, that's just the same thing as what's just happened to Dave. You know, they've just come out and given him a piece of paper for voicing his concern.
Here it is. How dare I tell them that wearing their mask is equivalent to going down to the beach and with a shopping trolley filling it up with sand, or attempting to, and then bringing it back across the road to deliver the sand. And she didn't like that one. She thought that was very, very, that was just
very truthful and
very aggressive
obvious.
Statement. Yeah, to give an analogy like that, you know.
The virus is 400 times smaller than the holes in your mask.
Yeah, in the mask. Yeah, I didn't even use that. Yeah.
And it's interesting today as well because we've got an order of Australia for Dan Andrews. Let's just have a little flashback, shall we?
Good on you, Dan.
Sweeping new restrictions, including a nightly curfew within 5 kilometres of their homes.
Have so far taken their lives this year.
Daniel Andrews.
Dan Andrews, touring Premier Dan Andrews.
Sunday, I think, is going to be quite a nice day. Yep, at home. At home. Otherwise, it'll be lots of Sundays spent in hospital.
The entire staff that Dexter is criminally insane.
The work has hit fresh grim milestones. 200 days in hard lockdowns.
Back to compliance. And anyone who thinks that this is over, then Victoria Police are out there.
2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Face-to-face learning. A whole bunch of people down the Ryback Beach last night who thought the best thing to do was to go and watch the sunset. I'm sure it was a beautiful sunset. That's not in the spirit of these rules.
Talking maskless seconds before saying...
I think all of us know people in our lives who are not necessarily following these rules.
The community compliance is outstanding.
Why did you blame Victorians?
Around 1 in 4 people cannot be found at home.
Instead of acknowledging your government's failures in hotel quarantine.
Oh, so that's the real question. They are shitty choices.
The Premier admits...
We'll leave it there. It's fully available on the website. I find the timing of this actually very interesting. Here's my deep dive. You know what I think they're doing? They're elevating these people so high at the moment, especially with this Order of Australia. And we have it on, well, we've been told by Brad Jamin publicly on his street, and he's way out in front, and he gets things incredibly right. And he has said, no, they're going to be arrested. There's no way that they're not going to be arrested. And this thing's happening at the moment to have them arrested. I think that what we should all do, all Melbourne people, all New South Wales people, or Queensland people, should take Dr. Francis Boyle's advice and go and file criminal complaints at the local police stations about these people.
Yep, I agree. Remember, Dan Andrews ran over a push bike kid too.
Yeah,
that's right. And then
left the scene, left his wife there, and his wife gave her maiden name so that they couldn't trace it back to him.
And did not call an ambulance for 5 minutes after it hit, but made other calls. Yeah. Who was he calling?
Yeah, had to get the story right first, Cazz. Come on, let's line up the ducks before we go putting the soy sauce on.
All right, we've had Ryan Garcia, he came out and was talking about Bohemian Grove and children being raped there. And then we've had this really unusual occurrence because he was arrested overnight.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's insane, man.
So there he is being arrested, but this is really interesting as well. He actually he's put out a help call a few weeks back.
Soon my TikTok will be deleted. They're gonna try to put me in jail. And they're gonna kill me. Real me.
What also happened was he actually posted, Matt Wallace has also done this investigation, and he said Ron Garcia has a net worth of over $50 million. The Waldorf Astoria Hotel in Beverly Hills had him arrested on felony charges for only $15,000 in alleged damages. They could have easily just had him cover it without calling police. He is not safe in prison. And also, he had actually tweeted a few months ago that something very bad was going to happen to him on June 8th.
Yeah, I've been in spaces with this guy. Yeah, it's I'm going to check out with Patriot and see how things are going. But yeah, that's crazy, man. This is what they do. They just Arkansas him, Clintonize him, whatever you want to call it. All right, you know,
and even if they don't kill him, they just destroy his credibility, so that when they put something else in there, they can just say, "Oh, look, he's a crazy person."
Yeah, character assassination, Phil. Exactly, mate.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's it.
He's a good guy.
I'm going to have to bring this in, and all right, I know, guys, everyone's going to hammer me. He's a neo-Nazi. We don't associate with neo-Nazis, okay? But let me explain what's going on here.
What's going on here?
So what's actually going on here is this Australian nationalist 20 has had his bank account shut down due to his political views. Now, we warned that they would go after people that we don't like. So no one likes neo-Nazis. So therefore, of course, nobody's going to actually protest because he gets his bank shut down. However, that's what they do first. They go for the low-hanging fruit, and then they come after all of us. Now, what our trolls haven't realised is all of this digital ID and the online censorship and all that sort of stuff is coming after them. We're not the bullies on here. We're just basically saying, you know, their time's going to come, but they haven't actually realised that. So we stand up, not for him because he's a neo-Nazi. Okay, that's not part of it. We'd have nothing to do with that. We don't associate with
his
it or anything
rights.
else. Well, that's right. We're just basically saying that this is what we said would happen, is that anyone that they don't like, their conversation or their tone or their political views is going to have their bank account shut down, especially with the digital ID. And look, this is exactly what's happening.
You know what? The new laws that have just passed up in Queensland is if you put anything online which is against their misinformation, disinformation, it's up to 14 years jail. If you put anything online which is illegal activity, it's 20 years jail. Just passed through legislation here in Queensland.
Yeah, pedophiles can get off with community service.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can get NDIS support. Pedophiles get NDIS support when they get out, or if they've been in jail when they get out to support them.
Yeah, the government looks after them, mate. You're exactly right. It's insane. The whole thing's just upside down, mate.
Yeah, it is. Now, Phil, while I've got you here, let's do a comment on this. So, shout out because they $43,123. This is the Freedom Truck. So, do a shout out for these guys. I'll put this in the comments.
For Paul, mate, give a shout out for Paul. Remember, he's probably the only one from that particular day who's facing serious jail time. He's facing 3 counts of drive at police with intent and 1 count of evade police. You know, drive at police with intent. Anybody can watch the video. He's not even at walking pace, and you know, the crowd's actually, you know, egging him on, and the police are moving the crowd for him. And then there's evaded police. They never tried to arrest him because they didn't want to invoke the crowd. And then, like I said to Dave last time, one of the coppers actually undid the braking system on the truck. Yeah. So he went around and drained the air tanks to put the emergency brakes on so that the truck became stable and safe.
Yeah, and he's being charged for guys just like January the 6th, guys. This is what they do, okay? And we all need to stand up, okay? We all need to get
price of a coffee will help this guy, you know? Price of a coffee will help this guy. If everybody just put in $5 coffee, I mean, you have a look at the amount of donations. I think it's like 450 people have donated total. 450 out of the hundreds of thousands that were there that day.
Too true, Phil. Well said, mate. Guys, we need to win these battles. Yeah.
That's it. What date is the court date, Phil? Kevin Oxenbridge is asking.
I think they've got a preliminary hearing on the 19th, and then the actual hearing's a bit after that. I can't remember the exact dates. I'm really shocking with dates, guys. I rely on Corey, my secretary, for that.
No problem at all, mate. We'll find out, no doubt, and we'll be promoting it. But yeah, guys, we've all got to stick together. This is going to be a rough ride coming up. Okay, a real rough ride for everyone.
Get worse.
If you get into trouble, you're going to want the help too. Okay, and if you're going to stand up, you are possibly going to get into trouble, just like me today. And all I've done is nothing. All I've done was accepted their causing no problem, accepted it, let my kids go in with my wife, went to the car park, right, and waited for them to come out. Spent enough time there and couldn't want to spend no more, so started walking home. And I got the police on my doorstep about it. And all I done was accepted their paperwork. You know, like, are you fucking serious?
All right. Now, there's a story that's developing. It's the last one that I'll play for tonight, and then I'll get you guys to find the last comments. But this is a Google employee. He's a software engineer, apparently, and he's about to be arrested and placed on administrative leave after a 10-hour sit-in demanding Google drop their $1.2 billion contracts with the military. And it was actually with the Israeli military. So, whoops, hang on.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, so there's not a lot of information out there about that now. There's just this TikTok, so I don't know a lot about it. Haven't been able to verify it and that sort of stuff. But anyway, I'm sure that there will be more coming out about it over the next couple of days. So,
Yeah.
and
They're
remember,
smashing my phone, guys, so I'm probably going to drop out soon.
That's
Okay,
right.
mate. Will you do a wrap up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, guys, if they're never going to stand up and say, "Look, you caught us out." The only way we're going to win this is if we stand up, like they said, put a line in the sand and do not cross it for any reason at all. You know, people going, "Oh, yeah, but I'm going to lose my boat, my car, whatever." You're going to lose a lot more if you don't stand up and put your line in the sand. It's got to happen. If we don't put these lines in the sand, there's a few of us that are, and we're copping it hard, but we don't care. We are not crossing that line. End of story.
That's it, mate. No, you did right, Phil. I'm the same, mate. You know, I've made a decision, guys, and you know, look, it's just funny. You know, a few people have said today, you know, like, you know, these guys have just picked the wrong person. You know what I mean, with the wrong media company and the wrong dad. You know what I mean, and yeah, we know they're bullshit. So this is going to get a bit interesting. I think Caldale Hospital needs a copy of the show so they can just have a look at what they are up against and. Yeah, some actual sense that we put out on this show instead of the absolute bullshit mayhem that they are trying to dish out on the public sector through their health departments. So, again, guys, our prayers are with Dazzle. Okay, our prayers are with my dad. Our prayers are with everyone who's stuck in this satanic health system.
And if you don't believe they're going to keep going, have a look, Dazzle. Have a look at what's happened with your dad. They're still pushing it. They say they're backing off. They're not. And people remember, they said, "Oh, the nurses can go back to work now." Not if they were sacked for not following procedure. They can go back to work if they left on their own accord. But if they were sacked for not following the vaccination procedure, they can't go back. It's a lie, just like all the rest of the lies to keep the public. Because, yeah. And look, they're bringing in foreign police already. Why? Because the police in Australia can't get people. They're talking about, you know, Albanese talked about subscription about a month or two back. Why? Because they can't get anybody to join the army. Right? If they can't fill those roles, they're going to come up. They're going to put other people, foreign nationals, in those roles, and that's when you know. Someone, look, you think you got it bad now. You wait till you get a police officer who doesn't believe you got any rights because the country he comes from, they don't have any rights.
That's exactly right.
Just wait for it, guys. Yeah, my phone's shutting down, guys. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to leave this. Sorry.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, thank you,
Cheers,
Phil.
mate.
Cheers. Stand
strong,
Dave.
The truth news, guys. Phil just spoke the truth. That's exactly what they have in store. Okay, so again, you know, it's up to us. Thanks to everyone who put in work on the weekend, got stuff done. As you can see, we are going to get victimized, guys. All right, you know, as I said, I'm not even allowed to go into a hospital if one of my grandkids end up in there. They have barred me from the Illawarra Shellhaven health industry for what? Challenging their protocols, guys, and asking questions and giving analogies. So this is where we are, guys. All right, it could be you tomorrow. It's me today. Who is it tomorrow? Somebody out there, because these people aren't giving up. So until we say no more and we're not conforming, they're going to continue to press it onto us, guys. All right, so thanks for all your support and stand your ground, guys. Draw your line, stand your ground. Right, the more of us that stand our ground and don't conform, all right, the quicker this bullshit show's over. All right, thank you, guys.
And thanks to Beck for this.
Yeah, thanks to Beck for this cut of Dazzle. Yeah.
Looking down you from heaven, it's so peaceful, it's so free, like you pray. It's so bright, so warm and so beautiful. All my fears and my pain have gone away. 'Cause here in heaven, oh, I miss you so. But I know I'm okay, 'cause I'm dancing in the sky. Each day I'm singing in the angels' choir. I hope that you go and live your life. Never give up, one day we will